I'd like to know is that why? Because Oakland is the most diverse, like metropolitan area in the country.
Mhm.
Why do you think that we had to deal with this white supremacist agenda in our courts? Like you would think because the population is so diverse that we wouldn't have this thing that's kind of like similar to something that's happening in Tennessee or similar to something that's happening in Mississippi. Why do you think why do you think this actually became the standard in our judicial system?
It's
How
it has always been the standard in our judicial system, as long as I've been a lawyer and before. I don't know if either one of you have read The Writers Come Out at Night.
we both have
Yeah.
Well,
We even had Ali on, man.
Von Graham, great, great.
Writers Come Out at Night does an excellent job of chronicling the historical role that the district attorney's office has played in Alameda County from the Republican right wing perspective. This office has always been run by Republicans. I mean, going back even Earl Warren. But you think about the days of Ed Meese, right? Who we know was the most reactionary person. These were folks that were so right wing and so created the legacy of this office. D. Lowell Jensen, he came back last week. His legacy of prosecuting the Black Panther Party over and over. Tom Orloff from Pleasanton, prosecuting, the Black Panther Party. So there's always been within Alameda County, it's bigger than Oakland. There's the yin and the yang. Yes, there's the progressive movements of Oakland and Berkeley, but there's always been the repressive Republican based power structure that controlled the DA's office and set the agenda for the district attorney's office. So they've never lost power until 2023 was the first time that they were not in control of the agenda of that office.
So we're talking about twas ever thus. Twas ever thus. And so you came in and basically we got for me, because like you said, like nobody votes for DAs. For the first time in my life, I'm like, is Alameda County right wing? What the hell? Right.
Yeah.
But you're right. Alameda County, look, now you have me thinking about it in a larger frame. Alameda County is quite right wing.
Mm-hmm.
You think about the Nolans and the Oakland Tribune, all of that is documented, great deal. I give my hats off to the Writers Come Out at Night because it will open your eyes. Also, The Color of Law, another history of Alameda County.
Yeah.
We have a progressive facade because we had the Black Panther Party and the free speech movement, but the DA's office was all about repressing those movements. And that is, essentially the history of this office. And when we came in, I'll give you an example, and I can talk a lot about this on Pamela Price Unfiltered. But before we came in, this office has a long tradition of publishing a text on criminal law. And it's distributed around the state. It's usually online, we were told before we got there. Before I got there in December, what I was told that the person who was responsible for publishing this statewide guide that was used in all the district attorney's offices, he posted that this guide was no longer going to be made available because the criminals have taken over the Alameda County District Attorney's office.
Oh my God.
How? What?
The environment I walked into. I was labeled a criminal before I got there.
Okay.
Oh,
He spent the next 2 years trying to make me into a criminal.
Well, can you tell me
what Black people are
in
our criminal justice system?
Kevin interviewed Ryan about maybe how long ago was that you interviewed Ryan?
Yeah, probably a few episodes ago. It's right before Chase Boudin.
Yeah, and it's like, but he actually, but I was unfortunately unable to make that one. But I mean, like he actually was talking about how you were being sabotaged within your own office.
Yes.
Oh, day one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you think about the prosecutors union raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, both through the union and through soliciting, we had list of lawyers who were regular donors to Terry Wiley's campaign. And they raised over $300,000 to support his campaign and keep us from being elected.
Oh, God. Yeah. And how does that make you feel when you're trying to accomplish something? I mean, no, I mean, like, you're being sabotaged by your own staff. Like, how, like, and why won't they even give you a shot, too? Like, what do you think you were doing that was so offensive to them?
Exactly.
Yeah, we upset the apple cart. We changed the status quo. And in the words of one of my teammates, we actually T-boned. We literally T-boned the system. It was challenging. I was very, very lucky to have just an exceptional, extraordinary team of dedicated folks who came into that office with every desire to make it better and to serve the public. And they were extremely professional and able to do their job. I didn't have to micromanage them. They took their assignments and they ran with it. And so we had to literally learn everything about the office ourselves. There was no transition, there was no handoff for us. But my folks were up to the task. And so I was really, really blessed to have a great team. And that's what got me through. And I focused on the mission, which was to improve the office and improve the administration of justice for the residents of Alameda County. And folks will tell you, I'm very focused. When I have a goal and a purpose, we're going to get it done. And so I'm also a workaholic. So I worked a whole lot of hours to get that done and was on mission and had other folks right there with me who were on mission. And so I told my team, give them grace. When you encounter someone who is hostile, just give them grace. And we, negotiated the best contract. My deputies are among the highest paid deputies in the Bay Area. We improved the physical plant. We brought the technology up to speed. I'm a big proponent of using technology and making that accessible for employees. And so we did a lot to try to benefit folks that really was apparently not appreciated because there was so much hostility. Even as we were after the election, I was getting, a lot of harassing and derogatory emails from people inside the office.
I can't believe that. That's insane.